Now, recovery strategies. So active recovery is considered the best type of recovery, and that is because it's crucial for preventing symptoms of overtraining. So there are so we look at physiological and psychological strategies. So physiological strategies include cool down and reducing the heart rate, for example, and metabolism to pre-exercise state. So cool down generally can include 5 to 10 minutes of jogging. It can include static stretching. It can also include the use of compression garments, and cool down essentially leads to water dispersal and reduced delayed onset muscle soreness. It's a DOMS. Awesome. At nutritional plans, this is where we're focusing on fuel replenishment. So 600 mils of fluid for every 50 grams lost. That is calculated through your water weight and also your regular sips as well. And it is important to eat 30 minutes to 2 hours post-exercise to replenish those fuels. The ratio of carbs to protein is 4 to 1. So essentially, like for example, 10 to 20 grams of protein would then mean somewhere between 40 to 80 grams of carbs. Okay, neural strategies. So these are the ones where neural strategies focus on relieving the nervous system, and they help balance fatigue. So for example, rugby players need mental relaxation because of the number of tackles and collisions. So there are two ways in which we do this. So we've got hydrotherapy, which involves the use of water to actually soothe the pain, and we're also eliminating jarring movements and accelerating blood flow. So hot water immersion, cold water immersion, and also doing both of them. So contrast, so you are in the hot water immersion for 5 minutes or something, and no, actually 5 is probably too much, like 2 minutes or something, and then you switch over to cold, back to hot, back to cold, and so on. Massages are another one, so they help muscles relax by allowing them to stretch. It also increases flexibility, and it's good for lactic acid dispersal as well, and muscle swelling. So there can be compression massages, and there are also trigger point massages as well. So tissue damage strategies. So cryotherapy is cold therapy. So this is used to treat injuries and speed up recovery. So ice is used quite significantly in this process because it slows down the tissue's inflammatory response, and it also prevents the buildup of waste. So you can use a damp cloth or cling wrap to around ice to actually avoid an iceberg, but you are essentially using ice on and off for like 10 minutes for up to 40 minutes. So so that in order to prevent the build up of waste, and also to slow down the inflammatory response. We can also use ice baths to speed up recovery. So this is where we are immersing the affected body parts or the whole body in an ice bath for a short period of time, for example 1 minute, and this is promoting vasoconstriction and vasodilation. So when you're in the cold, it's going to so your body is going to go into vasoconstriction in order to sort of go back to that normal temperature level, or to try to, right? Because you're in cold water, so you're not going to go back to your normal body temperature level, but your blood vessels will want to decrease in diameter because of the cold water. And when you get out the ice bath, and or if you're using ice just like generally, just generally on the injury area, then your blood vessels will dilate, so they will become bigger, and that is going to promote the blood vessels to deliver blood that is oxygen rich into all the muscles, and that actually stimulates recovery, the on and off of vasoconstriction and vasodilation. Okay, having a look at psychological strategies. So individualized relaxation techniques that calm the mind and the body. So that can include firstly hard training, and so after hard training and demanding performance, that can cause low concentration, lack of motivation, and increased anxiety. So Performance evaluations are essentially debriefing sessions, and they should have positive feedback and reinforcements, and that's something that coaches have to do. They have to focus on the process of the softball on the softball game, for example, but not like the outcome. Obviously they would care about the outcome. Like, I think it'd be obviously it'd be wrong to say that they wouldn't care, but coaches should focus on the process, on where athletes went right or wrong, and then work on that, and that's what your elite coaches, your elite athletes do. They focus on the process. And if you're able to focus on the process, if you're able to care about the process every time, generally the results tend to follow. Now, winding down though, so that's essentially when athletes should wind down after an event or a competition, and that requires experimentation. Like, for example, how many days do they take off, or how many or exactly what do they do in order to wind down. So that can include deep sleeping, it can include having rest days, it can include reading. And Dimitri's Mighty Mouse Johnson, who was a flatweight world Grand Prix champion, he played video games to unwind after a race.